Hey guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room, hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this politics and BS. You know, I'm glad I waited a little minute before I discuss this topic because I really was like, you have got to be kidding me when I heard this news about DA Fani Wilis in Georgia, who is heading the prosecution of the former president of the United States. Now, listen, I'm not here to get into the back and forth about should he be charged, should he not, will he go down, will he get off. That's for them to say, and we will see what comes of that. But when I heard the news that she was allegedly in a relationship with one of the prosecutors that's on the team that she hired to assist her in the prosecution of former president and his allies, I was just like, really? And this is the thing, because it's tricky. I won't even say it's tricky, but you just have to really use wisdom. This is what I'm going to say. Because the truth of the matter is a lot of people who work around each other for long hours, it is true that some of these people wind up getting in relationships with these people because it's like they're around these people so much. And if you're not in a strong relationship already, then chances are things could jump off. I'm not saying that there are not relationships that wind up being long-term and fulfilling and loving and all of those different things that come of those situations. But a lot of times it is based off of just the physical. But with that being said, when it was exposed that she allegedly was doing, shall we say, one of the prosecutors that she hired to be on the team to help with this prosecution, I just was like, this is just not a good look because they're just going to do their best to try to discredit her. And I'm not one of those people that's here to say that because she may have been in this relationship, or whatever you want to call it, with this person, that it means that everything that she was doing and the work that she was putting into bring these people to justice and hold them accountable for the things that they did. I'm not here to say that that work should be thrown out of the window, but you already know, and she should know, that they're going to do their best to try to discredit her, and by discrediting her, trying to throw out everything in terms of the work that she's already done and whether these people are, if the charges are legitimate, if they're going to try to hold them up or get them thrown out because of that. I'm not here to say that everything should be thrown out because of that, but I'm also just here to say that she should have known that this was somehow going to come out and be exposed. So I don't know if she was intentionally trying to cover it up and hide it, but it gives the appearance when this information comes out later versus disclosing that in the very beginning. So now she is going through hearings they're trying to disqualify her from this case. And then, therefore, getting everything thrown out. And I'm just like, why? Why? Was it that serious to be in a relationship with this person that you hired to assist in this? I don't know the ins and outs of everything when it comes to this, but she was questioned on the stand, and she went off on the lawyers that are trying to get her disqualified from the case due to this relationship that she's been in with this prosecutor, because they're just, they're trying to say that, oh, she's unethical. A lot of nefarious things are going on. This should be thrown out. and Trump and everybody else should be off scot-free. I don't believe that it should work that way, but they're going to try. So the fact that now she has to go through this, she shouldn't even be going through this because it shouldn't have been a thing in the first place, you know? So I just wanted to share my thoughts on it because when I heard that came out, I didn't talk about it immediately because I honestly just didn't even have the energy to put into it. But yeah, now she's being questioned on the stand by lawyers, and it's like she shouldn't even be in that position. But because of people making emotional decisions and thinking with the body parts that are not up in the head that's supposed to be about the critical thinking, then you wind up in positions like this.
You ever paid him through cash?
Well, yes. We're talking about, I'm very confused
You've
now.
never given Mr. Wade money through Cash App.
No.
The only money you've ever given him outside of a contract is cash.
I didn't give him money in a contract, so that was cute. But I didn't give him money outside in a contract. What happened is, no, we're going to answer it since you said it. He worked more hours than he was paid, and the county paid him for the work that he did. So don't be cute with me and then think that you're not going to get an answer.
And I will ask you about the contract in a minute. I asked you about cash. Did you ever pay him anything? And I'm trying to qualify my questions. I'm not talking about the contract with Fulton County that was paid. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about outside of that. Did you ever pay him anything other than cash?
I've only given cash a few times in the course of what we're talking about.
So you've never
If we would go to dinner,
Let her finish her answers.
if we would go to dinner, I wouldn't give him cash because
you ever paid him through cash?
he paid for dinner or I paid for dinner. I've given him cash only a few times in life, probably 4.
Okay.
Probably the most money I've ever handed him is $2,500. The least amount of money I've handed him, probably between $500 and $1,000.
You never wrote him a check?
Ma'am, I don't have checks.
Okay. So you have no proof of any reimbursement for any of these things because it was all cash, right?
The testimony of one witness is enough to prove a fact.
So my question
Because he paid for dinner. Fani, last name is Wilis.
Ms. Willis, how did you know to come into the courtroom right then?
There were people I was pacing in my office.
Okay.
And I heard someone yell, his testimony is done. It only made sense to me that I would be your next witness. And I've been very anxious to have this conversation with him today. Okay. So I ran to the courtroom.
So as soon as you heard that Mr. Wade was done testifying, that's when you just assumed you would be the next witness?
It only makes sense.
Did you listen to any of the testimony?
I've been in my office pacing, ma'am.
Did you listen to any of the arguments?
I did hear the arguments this morning. It's ridiculous to me that you lied on Monday, and yet here we still are. And I did listen to that argument.
All right, so that was it, just the argument, no testimony.
Right, I listened to the argument this morning where Adam Abadi, I thought, did an excellent job pointing out how dishonest you were with the court on Monday. Fani, and I'm actually surprised that the hearing continued, but since it did, here I am.
And keep the answers confined to the question as best you can. I think you'll have more than enough ample opportunity on when the state is able to
It's
ask
highly
follow-ups.
offensive when someone lies on you, and it's highly offensive when they try to implicate that you slept with somebody the first day you met with them, and I take exception to it.
All right. Well, Ms. Willis, you'll have the opportunity to explain all of that when it's the state's turn to ask more open-ended questions.
Yeah.
Ms. Merchant.
And I'm actually surprised.
All right. I played a few of the clips of her on the stand, and just looking at her, which I'll put the actual video clip in the description box. So if you want to see her reactions, it's like, I'm here to, in my personal opinion, I'm just here to say that she should have been smarter in terms of how she handled things with this, because I'm not here to say, oh, well, men do stuff like this all the time, so women should be able to too. No, I'm not saying that. But we already know that because of the situation and who she is prosecuting and all of those people, they were going to try to find something to try to take the focus off of what the real issues are. And I don't believe that she broke any laws from what I've read and what I've seen. But she's annoyed, and she's having to go through this because they're going to look for everything they can find to try to take issue with what she has been working on for all of these many, many months, to come to the conclusion to charge 45 and all of those other people associated with him, like Giuliani and the others, to basically say that she is whatever and everything needs to be thrown out. And I don't believe that it really works like that. Now, will she be disqualified from trying the case is what the question is, and we shall see what happens with that. But I don't really know, because unfortunately, she's looking annoyed. All of the lines in the forehead and lines under the eyes, this is stressing her out, and she's annoyed, and she's having to sit here to pretty much dispel rumors that they're trying to put out there, like she's just some whore that slept with someone the first time that she met him and she broke up his marriage or whatever. I don't know all of the ins and outs of that, but had she done things a bit differently and maybe not even had this person as a part of the legal team, she probably wouldn't even be in this position right now, and not going into the ins and outs of his marriage and all of that other stuff, because I believe at this point in time, the marriage is actually done. I believe he is officially divorced, I believe. But with all of that being said, I just wanted to share what she had to say on the stand as she was being questioned in this attempt to disqualify her from the Trump case. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section about all of this stuff that's going on with Fani Willis, because I just believe that it was done some messy things that were, done in a way, and now she's having to disclose if she's given him money, how much, and all of this different stuff, and it's just not a good look. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. Thank you so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.